The next evolution of Asian sim racing begins here at the Asia Sim Racing Federation. We're back for the 12th year of the iRacing Asia League in 2023 with Porsche Cup racing over 5 rounds at some of the most fabulous racing venues in motorsports. Using the same car and the same similar race format as that of the Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup by iRacing, drivers will be presented with plenty of challenges throughout the season. Welcome to ASRF's coverage of the next level racing iRacing 911 Cup Asia League 2023 by ASRF. Myself, Chan Wei Han, with the pleasure of welcoming on board Bradley Martins from the sim racing community here in Singapore. Bradley, I'm so glad to have you here. What are your thoughts of the race that will unfold in front of the drivers here tonight?
Well, thanks Wei Han, thanks for bringing me on board. There's a first time everything, and it's the first time for me calling the racing. Absolute joy to be here today, and I can't wait to see the drivers take the racing to the next level, as indeed they already are.
That's great to hear. So this series is brought to you by Next Level Racing, a leading simulation brand revolutionizing simulation with its industry-leading product range. The GT Elite Light Cockpit comes with a quality of life features fit for the discerning sim racing enthusiast, available in stores with your local retailer, and also to the winner of this series. Take your sim racing game to the next level. Visit nextlevelracing.com for more. So as we look upon the season before us, well, it is, in fact, we have come towards the end of qualifying, so we'll just very quickly go through your starting grid. So, because results from the qualifying, we have Kang Rok-yeong, who will start from pole position with Lee Xiaoyufei alongside him on the outside on the first row. Bak Seung-won will start from third with Nicolas Fenner from fourth position. Muhammad Iman Danish from 5th, Hai Min To from 6th, Mitchell Hui 7th, Alan Young in 8th, Pachara Hong Sawat in 9th, and Tae Kim round out your top 10 of your race starters. Of course, we have plenty of other drivers, but it is going to be green flag within the next couple of moments.
Yeah, it's a big grid, isn't it, after all? And I think they're doing, and I do believe they're doing standing starts today, are they?
Yep, they definitely are. They are gonna do standing starts. So, well, first of all, I do apologize for quite a rush start. We were facing some technical difficulties, but these drivers will be going racing within the next couple of seconds.
Yes.
So as the drivers begin to grid, yeah.
Yes, they're gridding up, and Wei Han, I think they have to. The standing start always requires you to manage your clutch, your rear grip, and do all of that at the same time. Try to get the jump on everyone else, right? And I can imagine that there's a little bit more grip on the outside, just like real life. iRacing's a pretty accurate simulator. Along with that, I do believe, Wei Han, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone's got their next level racing liveries on them right now.
Yes, I do suppose so. I think, yeah, everyone should indeed have. So I think they've all got their logos on either windscreen panel or anywhere on their car. So I think it should be green flag any moment now.
Yeah, Kang Rok-yeong and Lee Xiaoyufei should probably be the ones with the most to gain and the most to lose, because at the front, ooh, that looks like the lights are getting ready. It's 2, 3.
Go,
Someone jumped the start, but it's 5 lights now, and everyone else is go. I think Bak Seung-won jumped the start. Can't tell if he's got a penalty yet, but the top 2 are going into turn 1, and side by side. This is going to be tricky to make sure everyone gets through all right, but so far so good. Bit of cars on the runoff. No one's facing the wrong way, and into the first corner. Here they go. Kang Rok-yeong has the lead, holding stay. Oh, that looks like there's a touch from Lee Xiaoyufei, and now they're side by side coming out onto the onto the Wellington Straight.
I think someone's gone out in the background there, sorry. Oh, huge shunt business in the front, party at the back would seem to be a situation here for the drivers. So quite a couple of drivers being caught out there in the back. So I will try.
There's been more activity out the front. I think Kang Rok-yeong's and Bak Seung-won. You really cannot tell who's going around the front, who's going in front, the rear.
Yeah, it's quite difficult for us to get a shot, but I will still try my best nonetheless. I do apologize. I think it appears that my simulation has crashed as a result of that action. I will attempt to.
You can see the cars going side by side into back onto the old start-finish straight is quite a risky proposition, as Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen you can bring back the memories from all those 2 years ago, 2021. Today, of course, being the home of British motorsports at Silverstone. It's been around for what 60 years now in the racing calendar. Ever since the bombers of World War II moved away and racing fanatics moved in.
Oh yeah, nice save there, man. Well, it does appear that indeed my sim has crashed, and along with some of the drivers on the grid. So I will try to get the live pictures back again. But well, I think if you can just have a quick look at maybe perhaps the rest of the season. So it's not just Silverstone that we're racing at here. There are 4 other rounds, so specifically at Suzuka, Mexico, Long Beach, as well as Le Mans. So. Those all quite illustrious tracks indeed, and certainly plenty big enough for the drivers, the ambitions of the drivers who are racing the Porsche Cups here.
Well, I don't know about how big Long Beach is. Big ambitions. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, that too.
I think we can still follow the race from the live timing, and Li Xiaofei has taken the lead. Kang Rokyong is just about half a second behind.
Yeah, I think even the live timing might have crashed as well. So I'll try my best to get this back. Well, this probably means that I have to upgrade my GPU, man.
Oh dear.
It's telling me things.
It does happen. So you have to imagine. You have to wonder what Crofty would do if his feed's cut out. But life happens.
Yep.
Things like that happen, and at least it's not Spa-Francorchamps last year.
Oh
no, sorry. Year before, 2021. We keep losing track of the years. I keep losing track of numbers. I guess that's just me channeling Murray Walker right here, right now.
Okay. Good. I think if you can have a look at the race format itself. So obviously for those of you guys who are not in our Discord channel. It is not just a single race that we're doing here. We have a sprint race, 15-minute long sprint race, which is happening now as which unfortunately we're not being able to capture. Followed then by a 25-minute long feature race with a top 10 reverse grid. So yeah, I tell you, man, this Tanub, one of our viewers, was just saying the race was looking spicy already. Yeah, look, the sim had to crash at the spiciest of moments.
Such is life.
Such is life.
So it could be worse, I suppose. But I think one of the things we will probably want to follow is, you did mention it's a reverse grid, and the top 10 still get points. So
yes,
they definitely want to be as high up the finishing order in the heat, even if that means they have to start slightly further behind in the feature race.
Yeah, because in the sprint race, only the top 10 get points. Even though it's half the amount of points they get for as compared to a feature race, it is still a big boost indeed, especially if you're contending for your series championship.
Yes, in the championship, every point, every race matters.
Yeah, it certainly does. Well, Bradley, just out of curiosity, have you had experiences driving this 911 Cup car, the 992 Cup itself?
Oh no, I can't profess. I can't profess to have done it. Not in SNS and not in iRacing either, but I've done it in other races. And well, the 911 has a long, illustrious history in motorsports. It must be coming on 60 years as of this year. And back when it was designed, the engine was all the way at the rear, right on top of the rear axle. And nowadays in these Cup and GT cars, I believe Porsche have shifted the engine into a rear mid form. Definitely helps the handling a bit, helps the cars keep their polar moment of inertia, keeps their balance a little bit more close to the center. And I do believe we're back in action already.
Yeah, we are back in action. I'm just rescuing my PC so that it doesn't ever crash again with duplicating the...
I do believe the race at the front is still pretty close. Lee and Kang are both going at it, and it's an interval of just under half a second. That looks really spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. So your driver Li Xiaofei, indeed, in fact, he was one of the couple of drivers who's registered in this series who has had Plenty of excellent sim racing experiences indeed. So CRFA was he is from InSpeed Racing, and in fact he was racing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans Virtual last year on rFactor 2. And Bradley, I'll have you know that he's also a fellow Formula SAE competitor like yourself. Of course, himself
that's
from
excellent.
yeah.
The fun fact about it is Formula SAE doesn't just go to the US. They have the European series, which is under Formula Student moniker, and they have races all across Europe, from Germany to Spain, Hungary, Austria, and Britain as well. So the fun fact about Formula Student is they go to all the F1 tracks as well, and Formula Student UK goes to Silverstone. And as you can see, the leaders coming around Luffield right now and going back onto the old pit straight. While we're on the Formula Student subject, yes, they use this very track, and in fact this very section to set up their autocross and endurance racing events. So you can sometimes see the small cars going around Cups and the old main straight in a little autocross hole. Of course, these are bigger cars and these are faster cars, and you can imagine they are going near flat out into Maggots and Beckett's. And now they gotta slow back down.
So let's have a quick ride. Well, this is Kang Rock here, the driver in second. So we do have a good perspective of this battle that's happening. Once that it sounds a bit loud, so let's just move back to the TV cameras instead. Yeah, so I think these two drivers have thus far formed their own breakaway from the rest of the field.
Yeah, it's a 5-second gap to third now. Oh, I do wonder what happened to Bike 1. Oh dear, he's dropped quite a ways down the field. I can't tell if he served his penalty for the jump start that I thought he had at the start. He'll have a mountain to climb to get back up the order. I think there's a few changes back down the order. Tay Kim's climbed up a few places. I can't tell how that's happened exactly.
Yeah, so it appears that Kim Tae-hong and there's Kim Tae-hong, there's also Tay Kim. So Tay Kim in 8th, he's climbed 2 positions where he began from. Fred Ting in 9th, our driver, one of a couple of drivers from Brunei, also a frequent member of the community. He's 9th, and he gained 9 positions, so definitely some great stuff. But the biggest jumper of them all, the movers and shakers, Kim Tae-hong jumped 13 positions from where he started from. He's now in P13, believe it or not.
Yeah. Half the grid, man. He's got plenty of places to make up still.
Yeah, great stuff. So, well, I think one of the great things about racing in Super Racing Asia is that you have in Asia Sim Racing Federation. I do apologize. Is that you have plenty of battles happening all throughout the field. So we're just going to go to where another potential battle will be. This is one between Samuel Ma and Arif Hidayat. So all 3 drivers, of course, this battle have been led by Katie Plum, who sits in 22nd position. It is a 3-way battle down what will be one of the straights at Silverstone, and along the inside goes the 8 machine.
Yeah, that looks like a good move. Can't tell if they simply got the braking a lot better or the setups are a little bit different. But going into Brooklands is definitely a great place for the overtake. Oh, but the battle continues into Cops, and yeah, you can't really go too wide down there. Good discipline driving.
Yeah, not exactly the best places to overtake. Samuel Ma in 24th, and he sits behind Arif Hidayat in 23rd. But let's return to some of the other battles. This is Mitchell Wee and Nicolas Fenner in 6th and 5th position respectively. So of course, these 2 drivers, some of the more frequent members of the community as well. They're fighting up front, and well, it seems like it is another spicy battle that is happening.
Yeah, third to 6th, fairly close by. Mohamed Danish just 3 tenths ahead, which is kind of the danger zone, but you can't overtake not just yet. Everyone has to set up for the first of the 2 hairpins.
So some overtaking maneuvers between Mitchell Hui, and that would appear to be
okay, that close. Because Penat, Mitchell Hui, Achara Hongsawat, all having to make sure they keep it clean and keep their cars on the road all the way to the end. Flat.
Yep. So due to the fact that we missed quite a lot of the racing action earlier on, we have passed the second third of the race and we're down to the final third. We're down to minute 11, minute 12 of the race. So I think that. So apart from the battle for the lead, there's also the more important battle for the inversion, which is this, currently held by Christiansen in 10th, because 10th is the final position in a sprint race where you will be able to get points.
Ooh, it looks like he's got a fair bit of damage on that car. Looks like he's kind of been in the wars, but he's hanging in there. Looks like the damage isn't too bad though, because he's still got the downforce to make it through comps just fine.
Yeah,
Beckett. Osafune is definitely hoping they can get him to 10th, because you know that's pole position for the feature race, which is a big advantage, as you can tell.
Yeah, but of course Christiansen seems to be on fire because he wants yet another position. So he's
closing in on Fred Ting. 10th, half a second behind 9th, and closing ever so slightly. He's down into the 4/10 of a gap range, into the club and Vale chicane and corner.
You remember the corner name so well, then.
I have to admit, I think I grew up playing the slightly older Silverstone, because Silverstone's been through many iterations over its 60 years in motorsport. But I was particularly used to the version of Hamilton and Schumacher and Häkkinen's era, where they didn't used to go back onto this old runway. Yeah, the Wellington Straight used to be the runway for this old RAF bomber training base.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, it's called the Wellington Strait for a reason, because the aircraft that were based in RAF Silverstone was the Vickers Wellington.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, someone's gone out.
Someone's gone off. Someone's spun. I think that's Aldo Ray Baguelan. Got instant.
It could be
Nicholas Finna. Okay. Oh, that's such a shame. He was keeping up quite well as well.
Oh, someone got flipped into.
Oh, that's been quite an untidy situation. I hope everyone's gotten back on track. I think they've sort of sorted themselves out. Nicholas Fanart's 6th. I think Aldo Ray might have dropped back into 12th. Haimin is in the 11th. Mitchell Hui is now in 10th. And I think the battle for 10th is now close again, because Mitchell Hui is only got a second's advantage over Haimin in 11th. Yeah, they've had a bit of a drop through the field, Mitchell and Haimin, so it's a bit of a shame for them, and they will be squabbling over that last spot so they can get the advantage of the reverse grid.
Yeah, so as a result of some of those incidents just a lap ago, I think we've got a couple of drivers who are going into the pits.
Is that
due to damages?
Is that damage? I hope. Is that for the damage, or is that for repairs?
I think it could be incident warnings as well, because in iRacing, if you hit at least for this session, if drivers hit 12 incident points, they'll be required to serve a penalty.
Okay, so that must be the drive-throughs they're forced to serve, or that's going to hurt them quite a fair bit. Especially because 11th downwards, you've got to climb back up through the field again, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of have to. But one thing that the drivers could perhaps take advantage of later on, as we perhaps head back to the race leader. Of course, there will be quite a lot of dramas as the top 10 reverse grid flips itself, but this will be Xiao Fei who comes around the line. I don't know if it's going to be checkered flag yet. Probably.
No, that's the old main straight. That's not the finish line yet. So he's still got half a lap, and it's only 3/10. Kang Ro Kyung does have half a lap's worth of opportunities again. Keep it close, keep it straight, hang in there through the dirty air, maggots and Beckett's. Ooh, it looks close. It's under 3/10 now. Does he have a good run onto the hanger straight? Oh, he does. Oh, they're having to weave to make sure that Kang Ro Kyung doesn't have the slipstream. And breaking into Stowe. Hanging in there. Oh, Kang Ro Kyung is inching closer. This is the last overtaking spot he can go. Not there, just not close to enough. But right on the bumper still. And back they come round the final corner. Here comes a checkered flag. And there we have our winner, Wei Han.
Yeah, it was certainly a great fight between the first and second position, of course. Race win of the sprint race here at Silverstone goes to Lee Xiaoyufei, with Kang Ro-kyung taking second position. Iman Danish unfortunately fell victim to the hits the points, I guess, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to finish in third. Hopefully he does. Take him, one of the fast drivers indeed, fourth position, with Pachara Hongsawet, who's come home in fifth. And
Aldo Rey's back up in 10th, so despite all the incidents, it seems he's back. He's in pole position for the feature race. Yeah, but Mohamed Danish has had to serve his drive-through on the very final lap. I wonder where we've heard that before, Wei Han. I do believe it was 1998 where Schumacher served his penalty on the final lap of the race. So be interesting to see how the stewards and the race organization deal with it. Ooh, was that Nicolas Finot who had a some remarks? Yeah, there we have it. Here we've got our top 10. Lee Xiaoyufei in first, Kang Ro-kyung in second, Mohamed Iman Danish in third, Tae Kim in fourth, Pachara Hongsawet in fifth, Christiansen in sixth, Fred Ting seventh, Atsushi Osafune in 8th, Haimin in 9th, and Aldore Balagulan in 10th. So read those names backward, and you have the top 10 for the feature race grid.
oh, great stuff, Bradley. Yeah, so I think it would appear that the Heat 2, which is not supposed to happen, it will indeed not happen. It will be skipped. Just ensuring that with the rest of the race organizers here. So
Okay, great.
I think it's been quite a dramatic race start. And yes, we've moved straight to the feature race. So you have your starting grid for the feature race itself, which is
there's been a few extra penalties. Kim Tae-hong has gone to first place, which means he was classified 10th at the end of last race. I guess it must have been poor Mohamed Iman Danish, who's been dropped all the way down to 19th instead. So you told me Kim Tae-hong had a massive climb through the field, like up 15, 16 places in the sprint race. Was that right, Wei Han?
I think so, yeah. It's Kim Tae-hong, he had quite a climb, and I think he climbed even further, up to 10th place, somehow.
Yes, yeah. So that means from all the way down the grid, he's now starting in pole position for the feature race. That looks like an excellent turn of fortune for him.
Yeah, you know what? I have to figure out how to scroll this grid window. It is, yeah, okay, there we go. So, what? Okay, so yeah, so of course your top 12 and your the other 12. Oh crap! It's green flag. I've unfortunately missed the action there. So hold on, let me just.
And we already. Wait, Kim
Tae-hong's
Tae-hong's
going out in
had
the background again. Yeah, but Aldo Ray,
Kim Tae-hong's had a
leader.
horrid getaway. He's dropped all the way back down to 10th again. Aldo Ray leads the field now back into the first half. Oh no, they've got spinning around the back and they haven't even made it to the first hairpins.
Well, that was quite a shambolic start to the second race.
Yeah, there are people who are not going to be happy with that. Aldo Ray definitely happy to profit from others' misfortunes. He's now in the lead. Hai Min is second. Fred Ting is third. Tae Kim is fourth. Even further back around, they're still trying to sort themselves out back into the single file, but I do see more cars off the grid, and I think we've lost. Has Pachara run off the track at Brooklands? Because coming out of left field, he's down in 6th, while Aldo Ray is not quite pulling away, but maintaining a healthy gap. Oh, into Cops, we've got 2 wide. Is that Pachara and Lee Xiaoyufei? Okay, they've gone back into single file. They're behaving themselves through here, but oh no, it looks like a cut back into Maggots and Beckett's. Can you go too wide there? No, yeah, back into single file. Well behaved.
Yeah, so we're now sitting with Kim Tae-hong, who's of course one of the front runners from earlier on. He's currently set in ninth, and we have a perspective of the long queue. We just right through some of the drivers, the long queue happening here. So of course, this is the 25-minute long feature race, which means that drivers will obviously have a bit more opportunity to kind of think about when exactly they want to make that overtaking move. The panic shouldn't be there.
They're not done. Oh, whoa! There's a big moment there from I think it was Lee Xiaofei. He's dropped down to 7, while Kang Ro-kyung is in 6 now. That being said, they're still going close. Side by side, also Fune and Kim into the final corner. Oh, they're going. We've got a move being sized up here. So Fune drops into 9th as Kim Tae-hong goes back into 8th. Yeah, first corner is a brave place to go for an overtake. Even braver is going 3 wide into the hairpin.
Oh, that's some 3 wide actions there indeed.
5th. Lee Xiaofei is in 6th as they carve their way through the field. You really can't tell who's the fastest of the lot right now.
Well, that's some intense race start. So we're less than 3 minutes into the start of the race and already everyone's jumbled out. So yeah, I think drivers do need a little bit of time to get used to the reverse grid, because it certainly does throw a spanner in the works for some of the drivers.
Delicious mixer of the grid, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Coming out of left field, Aldo Ray still has a decent gap. It's about the same as it was the last lap, so not comfortable, but not terrible. Tae Kim is close enough to Haimin. They might be. Oh, it's really close now. It's under 2/10, but you can't pass into Maggots and Beckett, so they'll probably set up for the hanger straight. Meanwhile, Kang Ro-kyung is also closing in on Pachara Hongsawa in 4th.
Oh, there's a move. There's a potential move.
An attempt at a move. Kang Ro-kyung is going for the outside at Stowe. Can he make that move stick around the outside? Brake as late as you dare. Carry as much speed as you can. And it's still side by side. It's still side by side. Here they go to the Club Vale chicane. And I think Kang Ro-kyung has it. He's got 4th place. Now Lee Xiaofei has to pass Pachara as quickly as he can to keep up as his rival from the first race is climbing through a field just that little bit faster than he is. Top 3 are pretty close together. Barely 2 seconds separate the top 5. That is close. And looking into the first hairpin, nothing doing, not yet. Everyone's taking it easy. Set up for. Oh, wait, maybe Lee Xiaofei. Oh, he was having a look, but there's no space there. Not enough room. So back onto the Wellington straight they all go. Top 5, just over 2 seconds. Top 6, 2.5. Kim Tae-hong's climbing back up the field as well. He's back into 7th place.
Yep, a little bit of ground that Kim Tae-hong will have to make up. I think that will be 1.3 seconds between himself and Lee in 6th position. So great to see all these drivers fighting up here in the pointy end of the field. So yeah, I'm just hoping that the action kind of calms down a little bit.
Oh, Kang Ro-kyung, it has not calmed down. Kang Ro-kyung has lost 2 places. He dropped back behind Lee, and it's going. And it's bumping into cops. That is brave. That is wild. They still keep it pointing in the right direction.
But yeah,
some still side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. Lee Xiaofei just hangs on to 5th. I guess that's Kim Tae-hong's opportunity to close right back up to the top 6. Meanwhile, Tae Kim in 2nd is under half a second from Aldo Ray.
So let's see how long Tae Kim and Aldo Ray can keep this up. I want to see how long they can hold off the advantage from the rest of. We almost come into contact together between Tae Kim and Aldo Ray, but both drivers fighting hard indeed. Haimin Do in 3rd in this bright green livery Porsche Cup indeed. He's coming. He's going to. Yeah, he has an advantage of, I would say, 1.5 seconds ahead of Xiaofei, but that could decline over in the next couple of moments.
Yeah, because that moment was when Lee Xiaofei took 4th place from Pachara again. Kang Ro-kyung is still 2/10 of a second behind Pachara, who is also 2/10 of a second behind Lee. So it's still close for fourth. It's close for first. Battles all the way up and down the field. How do we keep up with this, Wei Han?
There's too much action, dude. There's too much action
Yeah.
to be following. My hands are trying to keep up with all the camera work and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
I do not envy your job right this moment. Down the Wellington Straight they go again. This is just lap 4, and can you tell who's going to win this? No, I can't.
neither can I. There seems to be a lot of racing action. Let's have a look back here between Mark Lang and Alan Young. Both the drivers fighting towards here. I think with so that's
there's been a
Alan
bit
Young
of a
along the
lock-up.
inside.
Mark Lang still has the inside for the next corner, but he's got a really bad line. He cannot make that corner well, so it looks like he might lose another place. So from 19th to 20th. Going defensive on the Wellington Straight.
Yes,
This next
Imran
big
Danish.
braking zone. Oh, Imran Danish has it. He's passed. Mark Lang just not able to hang on to that position.
Oh, a bit of brake lockup by that would appear to be Horacio Jimenez in 22nd. The Mexican driver residing in Australia. Great to have Horacio racing with us indeed. It's coming under a bit of pressure from Mr. Ao, who sits in 23rd. So both of them going side by side. And that is a move by King Kyung to 22nd position.
Yeah, that's a nice clean move. But they do have different line. Oh no, it's not quite a different line. I think Jimenez might have misjudged Cops a little bit. Onward he goes into Maggots and Beckett still.
You know what? I'm just going to take this opportunity, this moment, to perhaps have a look at if we can observe any of the crashing that happened at the start of this race.
Yeah, the first lap was just that little bit wild and mixed up. It's looking pretty wild and mixed up at the front, but
So that's a race start.
Oh wow, it was right off the grid. I think maybe the standing start caught people out as differing paces off the line, and poor Jamal Gandour. Mohamed Danish also suffered it. He's had horrid luck. He finished third at the flag, but he was penalized post race. Federico Texeira spun around as well.
Yeah, some of the other drivers as well. So I think that was quite a dramatic start to the race.
Indeed, it was.
Indeed, I think we can just say that usually it's part of the season opener nerves, so to speak. So
Possibly.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
I tell you, when that sometimes certain things remain constant, and that is that usually during the season opener something will go wrong, and I think it has on my end. It kind of has for some of the drivers, but the great thing is that the racing still goes on, and Aldo Ray Balagulan is still your race leader with Take Him in second.
Yeah, so anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You'd call it Murphy's Law, but apparently Murphy's Law is not exactly that wording. Finnegal's Law is the one that says that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law is the theory that when if something can be installed the wrong way, something can be done the wrong way, that will happen. So it's more of an engineering ruling, so that for example, if you want your wheel nuts
Someone's gone around. Sorry, man.
Someone's gone around. We talk about things going wrong, and that has definitely gone wrong for... Is that Kim Tae-hong again? Oh no, that's such bad news.
So yeah, that's Kim Tae-hong.
Kim Tae-hong. The back end just stepped out, exiting Stowe, and good avoiding action.
That was close. That was really close.
That was close. Poor Kim Tae-hong. Started on pole position, but now he's outside the top 10. He's still got time to climb back up the field, though. It's 15 minutes left to go. Up at the front, Lee Xiaofei and Kang Ro Kyung are still at it, and they've swapped positions again. They've both overtaken Haimin and are closing in on... Am I mistaken, or has Takim also overtaken Aldo Ray?
Yes.
So there's all change up at the front.
Well, great shake-up indeed. I think I've just been patiently waiting for perhaps Ro Kyung and Xiaofei to to head up there, but Tae Kim is definitely holding his ground absolutely well, and so is Aldo Ray, one of the fastest drivers in the Philippines.
Absolutely no one at the front is patient. They're absolutely going for it. Kang Rokyong is 1/10 behind Aldo Ray, and he's lining up a move into Cops. Can he do it? Oh, he's done it! He's made the move on the inside at Cop, and now he's second. We're advertising next level racing, and there is some next level racing on the track right now.
Oh yeah, there absolutely is. Certainly. So we are going to approach the halfway point of the race in 30, in 29, and 28 seconds time. So that means that the drivers, well, I think, you know, at some point in the race, because this is just a 25-minute race, right, you can't say that the positions will solidify itself, as that is CRF who takes off an overtaking move, or he tried to move along the inside for quite a bit, but didn't quite get an opportunity to overtake.
You never know, he might be setting himself up for
Rokyong is up to second. Kang Rokyong is up to second. Great driving, and well, okay, some battling action here.
Yeah, let's see how well Tae Kim can hang on at the front, as Lee Xiaofei is still sizing up a move on Aldo Ray. Aldo Ray Balagulan, Filipino, hanging on to his podium spot for the moment. You never know, he could hang on till the end of the race. It's 12 minutes to go.
So having a gearbox camera, and we could perhaps have a good perspective as they come upon this straight that used to be a runway, Bradley. We can kind of see that both drivers, Balagulan is doing a great job holding off CRFA indeed. Definitely crazy stuff, definitely a tough job. So let's have a go. Oh, okay, very close. CRFA along the inside of
Brooklands, and he's made the move.
Fantastic, a move up to third. So they are coming back towards what I would probably think of as the comfortable territory in some ways. So Kang Rokyong and Lee Xiaofei. Now their next target would be Tae Kim, who has the race lead.
Yeah, the dynamic duo of Kang Rokyong and Lee Xiaofei have just been tearing through the field like dynamite. Aldo Ray trying his best to hang on to the top three. Looks like there's still battles up and down the field though. Maggots and Beckett's still a veritable, colorful example of just how quickly GT cars nowadays can take these corners. Marvelous section of
Hey, did the Brunei team convert the blue layer into yellow? Oh, that's so nice. Now it looks like a car from Brunei, indeed.
Oh wow, nice, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's Fred Ting. He does have his front left dinged up a little bit there, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Can't tell if they'll affect his downforce much, but just over 10 minutes to go. Should be able to hang on. But there's definitely drivers hungry for a top 10 spot behind him.
Yep.
Masdi, Fred Ting, two Bruneians, 9th and 10th. Getting pretty close down there. Oh, but you know where it's getting close? Right at the front. Kang Rokyong and Tae Kim. It's a gap of just about 0.2 of a second right now.
Alright, you say gap? Yeah, there you have it, the gap. 0.4, 0.5 of a second between Tae Kim and Rokyong. So both drivers with heritage from Korea. Indeed, Tae Kim residing in Canada, but still racing very hard with his fellow countrymen there indeed. So I think it does happen that the battling is kind of has kind of calmed down a little bit right now. We've passed the midpoint of the race.
Because it looks like Kang Rokyong is setting up an overtake for the old main straight into Cops. So let's see how well the exits go. No, Tae Kim has it down right. Kang Rokyong might be able to close up, but it's not close enough into Cops. And at the same time, Sarifei is closing up behind him, so it could be another three-way battle, but this time for the lead. Podium spots covered by just over a second. Kang Rokyong looks like he's got Maggots and Beckett's done right. Under 0.2 now onto the hangar straight. Can't tell if they're slipstreaming right now. Oh no, Kang Rok-hyung doesn't need to slipstream anymore because he's going for the move around the outside at Stowe. How's the braking done? Oh, he's done the braking perfectly. He's carrying the speed. They're still going side by side. Take him seems to have the better exit. Can Kang Rok-hyung? No, he brakes early and falls back in line. Great racing out in front, and Xiaoyufei has come to join the party again.
Right, so the intense action by Xiaoyufei. We are sitting with on his bumper camera indeed, so taking a bit of slipstream from Kang Rok-hyung. So they're coming upon another lap here at Silverstone.
Yeah, the slipstream will not help them through the fast first two corners, but into the hairpin here they come. Line astern. Setting up for the Wellington Straight exit this hairpin well. Who's got the best run? Dae-kim's doing it all right. Everything correct at the moment. Kang Rok-hyung is having a sniff, but he cannot find that gap. Xiaoyufei holding station, looking behind. Into Brooklands they go. And into Luffield and Woodcote. Ooh, Xiaoyufei was taking a look, but that line will not set him up well for the old main straight. Meanwhile, Kang Rok-hyung is right at the bumper of Tae-kim.
Yeah, certainly intense battling. We could see that the drivers would, well, I mean they've got less than 10 minutes, so any moves that they want to make, they have to make it within whatever minutes that they have left around here. So.
Indeed. 25 minutes doesn't seem very long, but you can imagine the drivers being under immense pressure, immense stress as they go through 25 minutes of pure hard racing. Oh, Kang Rok-hyung was now having to defend from Xiaoyufei.
Oh, some defensive move there. Xiaoyufei along the outside. Rok-hyung takes the inside line ahead of time as he takes the corner, but he continues to plot his line through the corners very nicely. Xiaoyufei making good use of the exit curve there. It might come an off track, but that's no matter. Just don't hit the 12x mark.
Yeah, that's actually an important number. Wei Han,
yes.
12 upon the 12x mark, do they have to serve a drive-through or stop-go penalty?
Yes, they will. I think they'll have to serve a drive-through. Then, upon hitting the 17x mark, that's where you'll see the black flag.
Sounds like something that'll cost them 20 seconds. Everyone's sort of spaced back out the front, so
yeah,
quick breather. Unless you want to check further down the order for who's got a run going in. No, everything's settled in for the moment.
Yeah.
So Osafune up to 6th.
Yeah, I was just about to say we've kind of observed that we've been focusing a little bit, quite a substantial amount of time on the drivers fighting up front at the pointy end. So, of course, some additional action that's happening here towards the rest of the field. Let's have a look at Iman Danish and see how he's performing thus far. So unfortunately, he did face some incidents earlier on in the race, and he's now battling with Pachara Hongsawet in 14th position. So someone seems to have crashed out there. I think Federico Teixeira has found himself in the wall.
Yeah, he's back to pits now. That's a retirement. That's such a shame.
Yeah, so replay powered by Adrenaline Impact. So we have a look at him coming upon. I think this is probably the he just went off track, and
that's
okay.
That's strange. Maybe the mechanical issues on the other end of his computer. That's even more of a shame. You'd think real life mechanical issues wouldn't apply to sim racing, but there you go.
Yeah. Now this is Christiansen from Java Sim, one of the fast drivers indeed. He's I think he's had quite some battles earlier on. You can see that his rear bumper got dinged up quite a fair bit.
Wars. He's unfortunately dropped 10 positions from where he started, but he's still hanging in there. Points are points, and I guess you have to get everyone you can for this long 5-race series.
Yeah, most certainly. So another one that's happening here, the battling between teammates. That's Mazdim. Oh no, that's Kim Tae-hong who's trying to fight for 8th position, which is currently held by Mazdi Mardini, and Fred Ting in this set in 7th position. He leads this 3-way battle pack. Oh yeah, there you go. So we can see that he's kind of having a good time now. You know what, let's have a look at the more intense battle that's happening right here. We're riding with Mazdi Mardini and having a good perspective of Kim Tae-ho fights in 9th position. So we can see, we'll see if Tae-ho
It looks like
does
he's
get an-
setting up for a pass into the hairpin. He's got the inside line. Has he got the braking done right? Looks like he has. He's taken the inside. He's got the apex, but Masdi will be coming back at him in the next hairpin. Still side by side, going back onto the Wellington Straight.
Brilliant stuff indeed. Tae-ho
Musty
continues
hangs
to
on.
sit in 9th.
Yeah, the Bruneians are up to 7th and 8th now from 9th and 10th where we saw them earlier.
Okay, we have another battle here, potentially, between An Jae-han and Samuel Ma. So, you see Jae-han, I remember this colored paint scheme, so I was doing another race where I saw Jae-han race again, and he had exactly same, I don't know, can you call it coffee ice cream? Paint color?
Salty
that
caramel?
Yeah, salted caramel.
Sounds tasty. Almost as tasty as the battle that's up ahead.
Okay, let's go back to the battle up ahead. Tae-hyun continues to fight in 9th position.
Yeah, the Korean and Bruneian. Still line astern. Hang on, we might want to go back to the front because the top 3 are separated by less than half a 10th. Lee Xiaifrei is in 3rd. Kang Rok-kyung is in 1st. Yeah, oh no. Who's got the lead? Kang Rok-kyung is in 2nd. Xiaifrei Lee is looking down the inside. Tae Kim is hanging on by the skin of his teeth. And he's done it. He's hung on. With 2 minutes to go, Tae Kim is hanging on to the lead against the 2 drivers that climbed all the way up from 9th to 10th. Still under a second, separating the top 3. This is going to be a battle to the end. This is going to be a fight to the finish. Weihan, can you say you've seen this often?
Oh, there was certainly some tight action indeed. I tell you, when you have enough cars and when you have enough talent, sufficient talent out on the field, right? Ultimately, you will have the best of the best drivers kind of surfacing themselves up towards the top of the grid, which is definitely the case here with Kim, Kang, and Lee in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So, of course, Aldo Ray put up a great show for both of us, but we'll just follow through. We'll just follow through with these guys as we come towards 1.5 minutes to go before the end of the race. I think we'll definitely have definitely anything that happens here will definitely be a good outcome. We'll definitely get a good outcome out of this battling, whichever that happens.
Yeah.
Because as it is now, it is Tae Kim, but there's still 1.5 minutes of racing to go, and we'll just follow them through and see what goes on from here. Let's ride on board with Xiaifrei once again, and we have a. We'll just kind of observe for a fair bit and kind of see how this goes comes about.
Yeah, Weihan, is there tire wear and fuel consumption in this race? Because
Yes.
it's definitely something that's probably going to hit them towards the end of the race. You can't expect the tires to stay in their optimum all the way through their lifespan.
See, the thing is,
So they'll be
as your
battling
tires do wear, right, your fuel load also decreases. So in
That's
some
right.
ways, you can kind of manage that challenge a bit as Rok-kyung tries to go along the inside. This is a potential
Rok-kyung's
move
going
for the
down the
race lead.
inside.
Rok-kyung up to the race lead to the right-hander. Is Tae Kim able to continue to defend his race lead, or is he going to lose this as they exit?
Oh no, it looks like he's had to go into runoff, and now he has to defend as well as attack again. Oh, they're still side by side into Club and Vale. Tae Kim has made the move again. Are they gonna go 3 wide out of the final corner? And there's still 1 more lap, guys. Hold on.
Oh no!
Oh,
It's
no!
a race finish and a huge contact between the race winners. That's in the wall. Kang Rok-kyung, Lee Xiaifrei will take the race win and
Wow,
take
he's
him
taking the
in
win. He's taking
second.
a double
Aldo
as Kang
Balagunan takes
Rok-kyung.
3rd and Kang in 4th. So what a last-minute finish! What a last-minute
Hold on.
shunt.
Weihan, are we sure we're done yet? Because
We're
it looks
done,
like they
we're
crossed
done.
the line. Oh, they are. Wow, I can't believe it. I thought they might have still gone for 1 more lap, but are they still going for 1 more lap?
It seems to be a checker flag at this point.
Well, the checkered flag has been thrown, but it does not look like.
Yeah, it is definitely the end of the race. So the
Oh,
drivers
yeah.
are blocking the car. So what a finish!
What a
What a
finish.
finish. Well, I think not all drivers have finished yet, so let's have a look at some of the other racing action here. So,
Wow, what,
Nice race, Kim.
what a finish.
Good job,
So
man.
they're still fighting
That was a
towards the
clean race.
line, I'm pretty sure, all the way up and down the order. As looking at Mark Cochran heading down the start finish straight, Brandon Boone. Oh no, that's still Maggins and Beckett's. 22 cars on the lead lap still, it seems.
Yeah, it seems so. I think most of the drivers have already parked their cars, so the drivers who still remain on the track are making their way to the finish. So let's have a look at Mark Lang, who does come down Megas and Vegas in the distance indeed. So you see, usually when Mark drives, he drives with the number 44, and he has a very particularly unique paint scheme where you have a mad scientist.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm not seeing that with this car. So well, that's quite unfortunate.
Well, that's colorful. Brandon Boone crosses line 16th, it seems. Good race from him.
All right, so that was certainly well, as we wait for the race results to magically pop up on screen, I think we'll just use this quick opportunity to give a special shout out to our race sponsor. So, because this series, the Next Level Racing iRacing 9 Lap Cup Asia League 2023 by ASRF is of course brought to you by Next Level Racing. So, are you tired of racing in your old, outdated gaming chair or desk setup? Then it's time to take your racing game to the next level. Next Level Racing offers top-of-the-line simulators that will transport you straight from your man cave to the driver's seat with immersive experiences that will make you feel faster than you actually are. So how good is that? Why settle for less? Upgrade to the Next Level Racing today and take your racing game to the, next level. Visit nextlevelracing.com for more.
Yeah,
So-
Next Level Racing almost certainly has enabled a spectacular series to kick off. You'd have thought with a double race win by Li Xiaofei that it was boring, but it was absolutely anything but. I think we should get a replay of that finish at the top three.
Yeah, so let's just have a quick look at the race results before we do kind of obtain the replay. Come on. Why is it not appearing? Why? Yes. Can we? I think we might be having some. We might be having some issues with the results screen. So, anyway, I think we.
It's probably a good idea to relive the top three if it's possible.
Certainly. So let's perhaps go a couple of laps back as we. Yep. Let me just pull up the replay for what was that? Is there controls for yeah. All right. So let's relive perhaps the last
Final
lap
lap,
battle
yeah.
right here. Yeah.
Extremely entertaining. Li Xiaofei and Kang Rao Keong chasing Taekin for the win. And well, I was to say the three drivers were fighting each other as well as their own cars as the tire wear and the fuel loads come down. Crossing the line for the last lap must have been within a second.
Yeah, most certainly. So, guess what? My sim has decided to crash on me once again, but this time it's decided to do that
After the finish.
yeah, at the right time.
It's probably a good idea to hear from the drivers themselves if it's possible, because it does look like they had an absolute blast racing, even if the result wasn't exactly to their favor.
Yeah, yeah. So, post race interviews are open if anyone was just pop by Discord as we So basically that kind of that's kind of the end of the So
Oh, it's a shame we can't get that replay again, because 3 right out the final corner for the final lap of the race. That doesn't happen very often, does it?
no, it doesn't happen. I can't remember when's the last time I've seen something like that, but it definitely was certainly something you would typically see when it's the first half of the season where so many people are still kind of getting used to the car.
This was
And-
a heck of a race
a
to
heck of a
watch
race.
for the first time.
Yeah. So, barring any post-race interviews, I think let's just perhaps wrap up with wrap this broadcast up. I think it was definitely an exciting outing that we've had here at Silverstone Circuit. Certainly the best place to have a season opener. Where else can you think of apart from like Spa
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, home of Motorsport Valley, almost the home of motorsport. Clearly a great place for some great racing.
Yeah, certainly. So, to all of the drivers who have come to race here in round one, well, thank you all so much for participating. So post race protest should be open in exactly 27 minutes time, and you'll have and the window will exist for 24 hours. So to all of you who have tuned in to watch this broadcast on all of our platforms, even if you're watching from our other community platforms as well, hope you enjoyed the coverage. So this has been race one. We are going to move to round two next week at Suzuka Circuit, another iconic place, much narrower than Silverstone, so drivers will have to be absolutely careful racing there. It's another track that demands quite a lot from drivers, Bradley.
Oh yes, that sounds about right. Home of Honda's Motorsport. So kind of the rivals coming in for the racing, but when it's a identical car series, and when you're racing on that roller coaster of a circuit in Japan, you'll get entertainment all the way up and down.
Most certainly. So, on behalf of Bradley Martins, thanks so much for joining us. It has been myself, Chan Wei-Han, and Bradley Martins bringing you live action from Silverstone here for round one of the Next Level Racing iRacing 911 Cup Asia League by ASRF. So until the next broadcast has been Asia Sim Racing Federation. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Goodbye.